Faced one way, 1,000 years separation. The other way, 100 years regret. Pray, dream of my sorrow. Pray, dispel the darkness from this world. The only light here is in memory, and the hope you instilled flickers. Alas, I know the truth. In this world, there is no salvation. In this world, there is no you.
Where am I? This isn't the Somniel. Who are you?
I am... no. It is no matter. My name lost its meaning long ago.
But I have this strange feeling. As if the two of us have met somewhere.
We have never met before. Not in any way you would understand. I'm speaking to you from across a mirror. You are my reflection, and my land's last hope. Please, I need your assistance. Will you save those who are important to me?
Of course. I'll help however I can.
Really? You accept my plea without hearing what it entails?
I suppose I feel like helping you might ease some of my own anxieties. Almost as if this is a chance to get back something that I lost a long time ago. In short, yes. I'm here for you.
I'm glad to hear you say so. I was afraid you would refuse, since I'm unable to explain all the details. Suffice to say that the land I speak of is threatened by a foe with a wicked heart. The only hope for my people is for you to collect the 7 bracelets.
Bracelets?
In my world, emblems dwell inside bracelets. You will need them in order to succeed. Now, I will transport you there. Those you encounter after arriving will guide you.
Will you and I meet again?
We will not. Nor have we ever met. Not even in this very moment.
You speak so cryptically. Still, I get the feeling I will see you again.
Be off now. I thank you, and wish you good fortune in the battles ahead. Goodbye, my fellow divine dragon. My twin from another world. On your journey, I hope you feel joy, suffering, sorrow, and love. Because I will feel nothing anymore. I will never awaken again.
So bright.
Sister, it worked! Our prayers are answered!
After all these long years, at last our savior has come. You.
Is that?
Where am I?
You are in Lithos Castle. We have long awaited your arrival. Thank you for answering our prayers. I am Nell, one of the dragons who resides here.
And I am Nil, her twin brother.
It's nice to meet you, Nell. And you, Nil. I'm the Divine Dragon.
So you are the Divine Dragon.
Fate has made a cruel and mysterious choice.
It is such a joy to see you reborn.
Reborn? What does that...
The Divine Dragon is deceased. You fell in the last war. Our world has been consumed by darkness in the time since. We have long prayed for a savior to aid us, and your appearance seems to be our answer. It is unfortunate. I would have preferred never to see you again.
Nell?
But we are in desperate need of aid, and we do not have the luxury of choice. I will speak no more of it. Please follow me.
I'm so sorry, Divine One. She is rather more upset by this than I would have expected. She and the Divine Dragon have a somewhat complicated history.
This is the Bracelet Vault. Here, our emblem bracelets are kept secure.
I see.
Upon that pedestal lies the bracelet of the Shepherd Exalt. It is the sole bracelet in our possession. The emblems within it are safely in slumber.
There are 7 bracelets in total. We lost the other 6 in the war with Sombron.
So, he exists in your world as well.
I will explain from the beginning. The first dragons were born millennia ago, and from them came the divine and fell dragons. For a time, there was peace, until the fell dragons turned to conquest and destruction. With the world under threat, the divine dragons and the people prayed for salvation. And that salvation came in the form of beings from other worlds known as emblems. The emblems were manifestations of those ardent prayers for peace.
My sister and I were performing that ancient rite when you arrived. We thought a new emblem would appear to save us.
And you got me.
Yes, it was quite the shock. I'm still a bit beside myself.
The emblems brought an end to the fighting, but only temporarily. 1,000 years ago, Sombron sought to exploit the emblems for his own ambitions.
We experienced that war firsthand. It was awful. The entire continent became a battlefield. The dragons and the royal families fought over the emblems until all sides were exhausted.
But as we stood upon the brink of annihilation, the divine dragons won a key victory. Lumera, the divine dragon monarch, imprisoned fell dragon Sombron, at the cost of her life.
My mother died 1,000 years ago?
Her sacrifice bestowed peace upon the people even as they mourned her passing. But it was her successor who healed the wounded land and returned it to prosperity.
Her successor? You mean the next divine dragon monarch?
Yes. You.
The divine dragon monarch after Lumera was her own begotten child.
So I took the throne after she died. This is so different from the history of my world.
You are a wonderful ruler. Under your reign, it seems like the world would be at peace for the rest of time. But it was not to be. Sombron eventually returned, and another war began.
Whosoever gathers all 7 of the awakened emblems will be granted immense power. Sombron intended to use that power to exact revenge and restore the fell dragon's honor. To achieve that end, he was willing to set the whole world ablaze.
And I take it I lost this war.
No, not exactly. You and Sombron each slew the other. On the night of the decisive clash, you and he perished at the same moment.
So the fell dragon is already gone? Then who is it that's putting your world in danger now?
An unknown malefactor is attempting to fulfill the late Sombron's ambitions.
They come and go without a trace. We know nothing of their whereabouts or appearance. All we know for sure is that, like Sombron, this individual wants to collect the 7 bracelets. In fact, we believe they already have 2.
1 in Lithos Castle, 2 in enemy hands. Where are the other 4?
Each of the 4 nations of Elyos possesses one. They once fought under a single banner, but that changed drastically after your death. Now, with nothing to unite them, the little ones, the humans, bicker among themselves. Thus far, they have kept one another in check, but war could break out at any moment.
I don't know if the Divine Dragon's army was ever truly united. I saw them argue, in this very castle, about which nation was to blame for your death. Which is absurd, of course. It was no one's fault.
Now that our savior has arrived, it is imperative we reclaim the bracelets. The conflict we have avoided for years will soon be inevitable. You may need to cross blades with people who resemble your own friends and allies.
I understand. I'll brace myself for that possibility. So, you're both divine dragons like me?
What gave you that impression?
You said you were dragons, and you live in Lithos Castle, so I just assumed.
Your assumption is incorrect.
What she means, Divine One, is that we...
Watch out! Assassins!
Nell!
She's a fell dragon!
My brother and I both. In this world, fell dragons are born as twins. We severed ties with our father during the last war. We now fight against our misguided kin.
I cannot transform, but that does not stop me from fighting at Nell's side.
Fell Dragon twins.
I suppose I simply assumed that you would already know what we were. It seems I was mistaken. If you will not aid us, you may leave. We will defend this world ourselves.
No. I'll fight with you. I don't care about your heritage. If you truly want to protect this world, I'll be your ally.
Oh, that's a relief. Now, let us march into battle together, just like the good old days.
Show us your medal, Divine One. We shall see if you are truly the answer to our prayers.
Hand over the bracelet. Now that was fun. You've won. This time.
They got away. I was hoping we would finally learn their identity.
At least we got back the bracelet they were carrying. That's...
The bracelet of the ancestor. It seems different since we last laid eyes on it.
Maybe this emblem can tell us about their time in enemy hands. I'll summon them again so we can talk. Huh? That's strange.
What?
The invocation isn't coming to me. Perhaps it's because I'm in a new world? But that's no good. Summoning emblems is what a divine dragon does.
Divine dragon? I'm Tiki. Are you a divine dragon like me?
Well,
Impossible. Emblems in this state shouldn't be able to speak.
hello, Emblem Tiki. I might be able to summon you again, but your invocation isn't coming to me. Do you know it?
I don't know anything about an invocation. My head feels fuzzy. It hurts. Please, don't make me fight anymore. I don't like hurting people.
You need not act against your will. Allow me to return you to peaceful slumber.
You can do that?
I can indeed. But I am unfamiliar with this summoning power of which you speak. The divine dragon of this world was able to cleanse fallen emblems. It would seem that you cannot do the same. So I will send Emblem Tiki to rest. In slumber, she will be safe from those who would exploit her power. No longer will she be compelled to fight.
You might say we are containing her power in the bracelet. Sadly, since we lack the ability to awaken emblems, she cannot aid us any further.
It sounds like our only option right now. Please, go ahead. Whatever benefits there might be to keeping her awake, I won't force her to fight. Tiki, I hope we'll meet again someday.
I'd like that. When we do, let's play together lots, okay?
Absolutely.
Farewell, Emblem Tiki. Sweet dreams.
Night-night.
Now, so long as we keep her away from the enemy, she will be able to rest.
Thank you, Nell.
We place our emblems into slumber as a matter of course, to prevent their exploitation. Emblem Tiki was thus asleep when she was taken. But she returned to us awake. Our foe must therefore possess the power to awaken emblems.
Only divine and fell dragons can control them in that way. There are no divine dragons left in this world, so that means our enemy is a fell dragon. One of our siblings, in other words.
If it's a sibling of yours, then do you have any idea who it could be?
We have many brothers and sisters, but we're not acquainted with all of them. Many died in the most recent war. There is no telling which of them survived.
The power to control emblems is rare. If we knew the culprit, we would surely recall. Perhaps this child was born after we left Sombron, or developed this power late.
Dragon powers are unpredictable. I cannot transform myself or control emblems at all. Sombron deemed me a failure. If I had stayed with him, I would probably be dead by now.
How awful.
I managed to survive only because Nell took me with her when she left. It angers me to think that our siblings could be behind this. To be given that kind of power, only to use it for evil. What a waste.
Nil.
Sorry. It's not my intention to poison the mood.
So, Divine One, our objective is to put an end to the ambitions of Sombron's mysterious heir. Since we are fighting to return the emblems to slumber, they will not be able to help us. Knowing this, it is your choice whether or not to join our cause. What say you?
Yes, I'll help.
Splendid! It is such a comfort to have you on our side. Isn't it, Nell?
After what I saw in that battle, I must agree. But I will remain unsettled by the necessity of fighting alongside this dead dragon.
Oh, I unsettle you, do I?
Please, there is no need to quarrel. Why don't the two of you shake hands and agree to be friends from now on?
I decline.
Then I guess I'll pass too.
You could at least try to get along.
Before we depart the castle, Nil, we should say our farewells.
Oh, agreed.
I didn't know anyone else was in the castle. Is it a person I know?
You are welcome to come find out. But what you see may upset you.
It looks to be a monument of some kind.
This is the resting place of the Divine Dragon. Your grave. I did warn you.
We will be just a moment, Divine One. You can go back if you like.
Actually, do you mind if I say something? I'd like to speak to my other self, who lived here with you.
I think that would be a lovely gesture.
Visiting my own gravestone. Not something I ever thought I'd do. I can see why Nell is unsettled by this situation. I promise to fulfill your role and protect those important to you as best I can. And with that, my reflection, goodbye.
Why can't I turn into a dragon like you and Father?
There. You may someday.
I'm a failure. I'm weak.
No, Nell. You are strong. Surely you will be able to transform eventually.
When?
Not even Father can say for sure. But until then, hold on to this.
Your Dragonstone? But you won't be able to transform without it.
I can if you carry it for me. And I know you will always be by my side. We are two halves of a whole, Nil. This power is ours to share.
Our power.
On a battlefield far from all you know, how will you prove your bravery? In the savage garden of blood and steel, who will meet their end? Cast the 4 thrones to fire. Lay 7 flames in the cradle. But there is one who knows the truth. In this world, there is no future. My lonely heart does not beat here.
Here we are, Divine One. Welcome to the Kingdom of Firene. It may not be my place to say that, as a visitor here myself, but I felt someone ought to.
It's strange. Just like Lethos Castle, this place feels familiar, but not.
If we are finished discussing the scenery, allow me to remind you of the task that lies before us. We are to go to Firene Castle and acquire the bracelet of the Brash General. And time is of the essence. We must collect all 7 bracelets before our enemy does.
I hope the royal family is willing to hand theirs over. But I do have my doubts. You know how ill-tempered the Firenes can be.
What? The people I know from Firene are good-natured and peaceful.
Is that so? In this world, they are vengeful and quick to violence. The royal family most of all. That made them useful allies in wartime, despite their disdain for fell dragons. But ever since the Divine Dragon's death, they have completely avoided visiting us in Lethos.
And who is the ruler here? Queen Ev?
No. She died at the start of the last war, and her throne remained empty until after the war ended, when King Alfred took her place. But as Nil said, he subsequently cut ties with us. We were forced to take precautions. So we asked a trusted friend to be our eyes and ears in Firene. She is due to meet us here shortly.
Lady Nell, Lord Nell, hello.
Celestia, we were just talking about you.
Huh?
I've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. You must be so tired after that long trek.
A trifle compared to your intelligence work here, I am sure.
Oh, that was nothing, Lady Nell. But who's this you brought with you? Oh, how is it you remind me so much of the Divine Dragon?
Actually...
Glorious day! Divine One, you've been reborn! I knew you could never leave us. Not permanently, anyway. It's so obvious. How could I ever believe Sombron bested the Divine Dragon Monarch?
Celestia, as much as I hate to let you down, this is not who you think it is.
Sorry for the confusion. I'm actually the Divine Dragon of another world.
What?
We should have let you know sooner. This is not the old friend you and I knew. Rather, this is the savior whom Nil and I summoned with an ancient ritual.
This Divine Dragon arrived in the castle sanctuary after your departure to Firene.
I see. Of course. What was I thinking? I was there when we buried the Divine Dragon. I held that lifeless hand in mine as we said our goodbyes.
I know this is difficult, Celestia.
Forgive me. I shouldn't have gotten so emotional. That loss was just as difficult for the two of you. Divine One, my name is Celestia. I am a mage dragon of some small renown. I always considered both you and Queen Lumera of this world to be my family. It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
No, please. Let's skip past acquaintances and just be friends.
How funny! That's just what the Divine Dragon I knew would have said. Say, is there someone like me living in your world too?
Well...
Silly of me to ask. Of course she's there, and no doubt a great help in your fight against Sombron.
What news of Firene Castle, Celestia? You were stationed there for some time.
Indeed, I was. Firene is making plans to invade its northern neighbor.
Brodia.
The idea was Princess Celine's. It's technically still waiting for King Alfred's approval. But that hasn't stopped the young princess from mustering a force of elite knights. We can no longer stand by and simply watch how this unfolds.
Agreed. We must go to the castle and head off this war before it begins.
Another thing. Firene's emblem has been altered somehow since the last time I saw it. We'll need to be careful.
Yes. Now, let us proceed to the castle and reclaim the bracelet of the brash general.
I only hope Alfred and Celine are willing to talk with us.
Still, Alfred? Still undecided about whether to invade?
Don't rush me, Celine. This is a big decision. I need time to think it over.
No, you need to take action.
It's not that easy. Brodia was our ally. If we pick a fight with them, there's no going back.
Since Mother and our retainers died in the last war, it falls to us to defend our people. Don't you know they are suffering? With the Divine Dragon gone, the world is falling to ruin. Our crops and flowers are losing their color. Soon the farms will go barren. The only possible remedy is to expand our territory and supplement our resources, now.
I know. As a mining economy, Brodia can spare the resources we need. So an invasion could really help us out with wealth and minerals. It's a decent plan, but there's a big hole in it. The strength of Brodia's military.
Which is precisely why I assembled an order of knights to defeat them. Or is it their emblem you worry about? That silly princess is no match for the brash general.
Nothing's certain. No matter how good our odds look, we could still lose everyone. Or don't you remember? Our retainers so sure they'd come out on top, all falling like petals. That was the same day our strongest ally, the Divine Dragon, left us forever.
You have changed, Alfred. You used to be afraid of nothing and no one. When the Divine Dragon was lost, so too was your spine. I will handle it then.
Meaning what?
Meaning I will head to Brodia on my own, without your permission.
With no knights? Are you trying to get killed?
Facing either death by the sword or a broken heart as our people die, I choose the former. Should I perish, perhaps a real hero will emerge and lead our people. I'm content with that. As for the Brodians, if they must suffer in order for our people to live, so be it. After all, one country's loss is another's gain.
I just can't get through to you, can I?
It's not your fault you were cursed with a stubborn fool for a sister. However, if you want her to have any hope of survival, you must make a choice. What will it be, Your Majesty?
You win. You're the only family I have left. If you're set on this, I'll at least give you a fighting chance. Consider the invasion approved.
Thank you, Alfred.
Let's go. I'll give your knights official notice to prepare for battle.
Wait. Please.
Who goes there?
King Alfred? Princess Céline? It has been quite some time. Pardon the interruption, but we are here to discuss an urgent matter.
Well, if it isn't Nell, and Nil. You know, I could have you executed for barging in here uninvited.
True. Simply return the bracelet of the brash general to us and we will leave you alone.
Oh, please. If we turned it over, the balance of power between nations would fall apart.
So you intend to continue to wield it as a weapon against your peers. It is precisely because they do the same that you now stand upon the brink of war. I do not think the Divine Dragon would find this behavior acceptable.
Oh, you presume to speak on behalf of the Divine Dragon? Curious, considering your father was the one who denied us divine counsel forever.
How dare you! We had nothing to do with that! How many times must we tell you that we are not Sombron?
Control yourself, Nil.
Of course. I'm sorry.
Rest assured that we are making the same journey to each of the other bracelet holders. We are reclaiming all of them. With that in mind, there is no need for you to keep Virenes any longer.
How do we know this isn't a trick to weaken us and strengthen our enemies? Show us proof you took the other country's bracelets, and then we'll talk.
Virenes is our first destination. We have not reclaimed the other bracelets yet.
Then there is nothing more to discuss. We march to Brodia. The bracelet's power is indispensable to our invasion efforts. We will not simply hand it over.
Still, you refuse to comply. In that case, you have left us with no choice.
If it's a battle you want, we will be only too happy to oblige.
Please stop. I don't want to fight the two of you.
Divine One? No. No, of course not.
How come you feel like the Divine Dragon?
You told us our friend was dead, you wretches! Were you lying to us?
No, I'm from another world.
What?
No. There's only one explanation. This must be one of the corrupted. The Fell Dragons used their vile magic to make this twisted puppet of our fallen friend.
That's not true. Listen to me.
We don't listen to imposters.
I can't believe you, Fellspawn, did something so sick just to steal our bracelet. No doubt the tears you shed over the Divine Dragon's death were a trick as well. I thought as former allies, we could resolve this peacefully. Your deceit changes things.
No.
Knights, get ready for battle. See to it that Sombron's children are finally put down. We'll bring their severed heads to Brody as a symbol of our might.
Yes, there is the brother I know. The fearsome man they called the Prince of Strewn Flowers. Now, as you did in the war, cast our foes to the ground like so many mangled roses.
If your spirit is trapped in there, Divine One, I'll set you free.
Alfred, no.
It seems conflict is unavoidable.
I knew this would happen, but it's just as well. Their disrespect for Lady Nell and Lord Nil cannot go unanswered.
Prepare yourself, Divine One. These may be familiar faces, but they will show you no mercy.
Saying goodbye is always painful. I hope you die without suffering. Come and test your mettle. But there's no way you can defeat the brash general. Pyrenees! I knew from the start that I should have given the bracelet back at the war's end.
Firenze is all that matters. Crush those who dare oppose her. I can't have lost. No.
This is it. The bracelet of the brash general.
Emblem Hector dwells within. A brave leader who embodies the fighting spirit of the Pyrenees. He was once daring and gallant. Now, as Celestia informs us, he is tainted by evil.
I wish I could summon him again. Give him a fresh start.
There is no point lamenting what cannot be changed. I will return him to slumber now.
Rest easy, Emblem Hector.
Thank you.
Again, the emblem speaks.
It seems a shame to drift off so soon, but I suppose it's not all bad. I just hope we can all stride into battle together. Someday.
I'm sure we will.
You put the general to bed, I see.
King Alfred, please, call off your invasion.
Without the bracelet, I don't have much choice. But Nil just told me you're from another world. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Adds up, I guess. If you were our divine dragon, you wouldn't have taken our bracelet by force. You'd have sided with us. Or you'd at least have been nicer. Clearly, you're not the friend I knew.
Alfred.
But still, I'm glad I met you. You may not be from this world, but I can tell you have the divine dragon's heart. Sorry about before. I really did think you were one of the corrupted.
For my part, I owe an apology to Nell and Nil. I insulted you, tying you unfairly to Sombron. You are not to blame for his actions. I am deeply, truly sorry for losing my composure.
Noted.
We were all devastated to lose our beloved divine dragon. Of course we understand.
Hey, I've got an idea. How about you take us with you? A little extra muscle might come in handy if you're going around collecting bracelets.
Yes, an excellent idea. I already have my knights assembled. They could come as well.
Absolutely. It would be a great comfort having you two on our side.
Alas, we cannot.
Huh? Why not?
It is out of the question. And it is not your choice to make, Divine One. While it is true that we summoned you for help, this is not your army. Whatever authority you are accustomed to in your own world does not apply here.
Right. Sorry.
You'll have to forgive us, Divine One. Nell is harsh, but she speaks the truth. I am also opposed to allowing the Pyrenees to join us.
What do I have to say here? Are you gonna make me beg? I need to make up somehow for treating you all so badly. Let me help keep you safe.
The battlefield is no place for a king. The people need their ruler to watch over them.
Not only that, but think of what would become of your kingdom if it were to lose you. Firene would be left entirely without a monarch, or even an heir.
Then at least let Zalian and her knights go with you.
The king's sister is every bit as indispensable. And the knights must defend their castle. If your intention is to make amends to us, then I would ask you to think foremost of yourselves.
Fair enough.
If that is your wish, we will accept it. Shall we keep our bracelet here in Firene?
Why?
I can assure you, we will not misuse it. After all, we can awaken sleeping emblems. But if our enemy wants to collect the bracelets, is it not safer to keep them apart?
That would be logical. But for the likelihood that our enemy has the power to awaken emblems. If that is so, the emblem's slumber becomes irrelevant. And if that happens, there is no telling what havoc the brash general will wreak.
Better to keep them with you, since you can put them back to sleep. Makes sense.
I appreciate your understanding.
Nothing more to discuss then. We'll head back inside and leave the bracelet with you. Sorry to give it up, but at least it's in the right hands. More importantly, Divine One?
Yes?
The hardest part of all this is saying goodbye to you, my old ally. But I'm so glad you're back. When we lost you, I was beside myself.
Alfred, I'm not the divine dragon you knew, remember? Nil explained it.
Oh, right. Silly me. I'm new to the throne, so I've been burning the candle at both ends. Guess I'm a little worn out. Not very becoming of a king, is it? If I'm not careful, people will start to talk.
It's all right. I am here to support you, Alfred. Let's head back so you can rest, I will begin thinking about ways to revive industry here in Firene, without resorting to war. As for you all, when your mission is done, please do come back and visit with us.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Was Alfred all right? He seemed to be acting a little strange.
Probably just terrified. My sister does have that effect on people when she's angry.
I was not angry.
Nil's got a point, though. You were too harsh with your words.
I refused their offer to join us on principle. You did not have the right to invite them.
I already apologized for that, didn't I?
Lord Nil? Is there something going on between those two?
They've been tense with each other from the very start. It is becoming a bit of a problem. I wish I could convince them to get along.
Perhaps it's hard to accept that this one is in fact a different person. It is quite unexpected. In the past, Lady Nell was so...
I am right here, you know.
My apologies.
At least there were no assassins this time. I'm not sure I could have handled that. It was hard enough just fighting Alfred and Saline.
That does not mean they will not show up again. We should remain on guard.
You don't think we might be fighting twins, do you?
Twins?
Back at Lethos, Nell mentioned that Fell Dragon children are always born as twins. It's just a thought.
It is possible, but nearly all Fell Dragon children lose their twin siblings as they mature. I do not think it is terribly likely.
Sorry, did you say lose their twin siblings?
This is the first I've heard of it. Lady Nell and Lord Nil, you're still together?
We are exceptionally fortunate to be so.
Then I'm glad neither of you lost your other half. That would have been awful.
Kind of you to say.
There is no point to baseless speculation. Let us focus on reclaiming Brodia's bracelet.
Right. Your world's Brodia. I'm curious to see what kind of place it is.
It seems like we lose more siblings by the day. Pairs of twins like us do seem to be getting rare.
More and more, I see them talking about killing one another. They call each other weak. They laugh at twins who haven't fought to the death yet.
Unthinkable.
I'll be next. I'm sure of it. They'll come for a failure like me any day now.
Do not say such things.
But it's true. Stronger ones than me have already died. Ones who were much more useful to Father. Even if I'm not next, It's only a matter of time. I'm so scared.
Nil, listen to me. Come what may, I will protect you. I swear it.
In the deepest darkness of solitude, would you desire to make the light your own? Would you answer the stranger calling for you from beyond a closed door? Their voice is despairing, their message bleak. News of gleaming ore turned dark as night. But what does it matter? One knows the truth. In this world, there is no compassion. My pain does not exist here.
We've walked quite a long way now. Is everyone feeling all right?
Naturally. Though no doubt it would be easier if I were riding my wyvern.
We're going to Brodia, right? Why aren't we taking the road?
Brodia is widely known for its hatred of war. We would not be permitted to cross the border, and their border security is tighter than that of any other nation. So, we must enter covertly. But more to the point, we are no longer going to Brodia. We are already there.
Huh?
We crossed into Brodia already. We have been within its borders for some time.
And you didn't think to mention that sooner?
I was unaware it was so important. I hope you can still reschedule the parade.
I'm just saying that allies should keep each other informed.
Shh! Quiet, you two. Someone's here.
We cannot have been discovered already.
There they are!
Wait, Divine One!
Stop! Please! Don't hurt me!
Gregory!
You know each other?
Indeed. Gregory is one of the Four Winds, like me.
I'm not familiar.
We are a small band of knights established after the war to protect Lady Nell and Lord Nil. As the name implies, the Four Winds is composed of 4 members. Gregory here included.
I directed him to gather information for us, same as Celestia. Thank you for your dutiful work, Gregory. But we did plan to meet some distance from here.
Right. About that. I got turned around and didn't think I could find our spot. Wasn't sure what to do, so I headed back to the border. I'm so grateful I found you.
Before you give us your report, there is something that you should know. This individual here is...
Not the divine dragon we know, right?
Correct.
So I'm guessing the ritual worked, and you summoned this one from elsewhere.
Indeed. That spares me the work of explanation.
Amazing, Gregory. How did you figure all of that out?
Not sure exactly. Something about this one seems... scary, I guess.
Probably the fact I almost attacked you. Sorry about that.
No, that's not it. You're just different from the divine dragon I knew. I'm not talking appearances either. It's like your essence is... off. I'm not making any sense, am I?
Gregory's sense of caution is sharp. He may be attuned to differences others don't notice.
I see.
That's okay. So long as you aren't a threat, I'm sure I'll get used to you. Oh, and sorry if I'm not addressing you formally enough. Always been bad at that etiquette stuff.
I don't mind. Please, feel free to speak casually.
It's all right, Gregory. The Divine Dragon has proven to be a good person, full of kindness. That's right, Divine One. I quite like you.
Thanks, Nell. I like you too. You said the Four Winds were 4 knights. Where are the other 2 then?
They are embedded in the remaining nations, gathering intelligence there. As Celestia took Firene and Gregory Brodia, the other 2 are assigned to Illusia and Solm.
I'm the leader of our little group. I'll admit it, the name Celestia of the Four Winds carries weight. I'm a fairly renowned general.
Either that, or you're so loud that people have no choice but to know your name.
What did you say?
Just joking! Come on, no need for violence.
What
Are we under attack? Looks like my pursuers found us. Sorry, I really thought I'd lost them.
Explain, Gregory.
Oh, I was spotted while scouting. I ran for my life, but I guess they followed. 1, 2, 3. No use counting. The enemy outnumbers us, and easily. We should run.
But wait, why not fight them off?
If they are pursuing us, then they are border guards or knights. They will not have a bracelet. A fight will exhaust us without any gain.
You want to run? I'm your man. This way, everyone. Follow me. We should be safe here. Let's just head out for a bit. That reminds me, Divine One. While I see that you prefer to fight, we are accustomed to being on the defensive.
I noticed. You choose your battles.
Of course. How do you think we managed to survive this long? Not by fighting bravely every time someone comes after us, but by running away.
Beyond operations to place the emblems into slumber, we are in no position to attack anyone.
Perhaps if the Four Winds were equal to other nations' knightly orders, it would be different. But alas, we're not. I fear we are something of a disappointment.
Nonsense! The Four Winds have saved our lives time and time again. My sister and I are very proud of you.
Kind words, Lord Nil. I thank you.
The foe has abandoned chase. Gregory, give us your report.
Something's happening in Brodia. They've started sending soldiers out of the country.
I would not have expected them to be plotting an invasion. Where?
That I don't know. Wherever it is, they've done a good job keeping it secret. But judging by the intel I got, I think they want to take the 7 bracelets.
Interesting. Maybe Brodia's doing what we are, keeping them away from our unknown enemy.
I don't think that's their goal. It seems like they want the bracelet's power for themselves.
What would a peaceful nation want with more power?
The boon granted by the emblem bracelets when they are gathered varies by circumstance. With all 7 gathered in an awakened state, the result, as you know, is enormous power. But gather all 7 when they are asleep.
And the bracelets can render you immune to all harm.
Immune? They make you invincible?
That's right. It's the ultimate defense. For a country that hates war, I can't think of anything more valuable. If that is so, then they would need the emblems to be asleep. They would require Nell. Perhaps the assassins sent to Letho's castle were actually kidnappers from Brodia.
That is possible.
Well, we don't know any of that for sure. But there's one thing we do know. Brodia's going to raise an army, and soon.
You figured it all out. Well done. Though, I'm afraid this means we can't let you leave.
Impossible. I didn't sense anyone approaching.
It seems these are no average soldiers.
They are Brodian royals.
Look, Diamant. Here they are. Now finish them off. Or must I do everything for you, my pathetic excuse for a brother?
I was planning to take them by surprise, Ulchrist. You shouldn't have revealed our position.
Oh, thanks for telling me the plan.
Nil, I take no pleasure in this. I hoped our next meeting would be friendly. Sadly, it seems now that bloodshed is unavoidable.
You must be angry indeed to discard the peaceful principles of your nation.
Look, Nell. He is wearing one of the bracelets.
You're seeking the bracelets, hmm? What a coincidence. As your spy deduced, so are we. It seems our goals align. What do you say? Should we join forces once more?
You cannot be serious.
You're right, I'm not. What gave it away?
War must be torn out at the root before its tendrils spread. As much as it pains me to kill former allies, I have no other choice. Soldiers to battle! Capture Lady Nell alive! Show the rest no mercy.
Circumstances now demand we fight.
Celestia, Gregory! Prepare for battle!
Gladly.
I'm gonna focus on not getting hurt.
Ready yourself, Divine One. I expect no less from you than before.
That goes without saying.
Be grateful it's me you're fighting, and not my incompetent brother. I'll end this cleanly. This can't be. It wouldn't have come to this if I were king.
Our emblem has considerable power. Now is the time to yield, before it is too late. I knew this would happen. We were all going to die anyway. We never should have tried. It is over. We withdraw.
Tiamat, no! We can't surrender! Not after they took our bracelet! We must get it back! Come on! Round 2!
You have a plan, then? An idea that will turn the tide? Please, share it. Now, Nil. We are removing ourselves from the game board. We won't interfere any longer. The bracelet is in your hands, as is Brodia's fate. Please, guide the world to peace.
This is the bracelet of the Lonely Heir, without a doubt.
With this, we now have 4 bracelets.
Emblem Veronica dwells within. She has the power to call upon soldiers from other worlds. But she is tainted by evil, the same as Firene's emblem. We should assume they all will be.
Am I with you now?
Yes, Emblem Veronica. But we won't make you fight for us. You can rest for now.
I see. I am grateful for the reprieve, but I am also a bit lonely. When I awaken, I hope you will be at my side, even without a contract binding us together.
Don't worry. You'll remain with us during our journey. And someday, we will see you again.
I suppose that settles things here.
I'm not used to fighting my own battles, let alone winning them.
Yes. Fleeing comes more naturally to us all. The Divine Dragon excluded.
There may be some truth to that. Each of us has run away from one thing or another.
What do you mean?
During the war 1,000 years ago, when Sombron burned my village, I fled to Lethos. Other mage dragons possessed powerful magic, but mine has never been that strong. That's why Sombron couldn't find me, while my family and friends, all brilliant mages, perished. Sombron planned to force the mage dragons to fight for him, but we refused to submit. And now I'm the last of my kind.
I used to live in Elusia as a follower of Sombron, but I couldn't act like the others. The Fell Dragon craved pain and blood, and his disciples were only happy to oblige. I just couldn't join their fervor, so I faked it. And when a priest found out, I had no choice but to run. Run, or give up my life to the Fell Dragon.
I welcomed Gregory into Lethos. He selflessly rushed to my aid in a vicious battle in Elusia.
You say it like I'm some kind of hero. You were surrounded by the corrupted, so I went to help.
And I, as you know, am a failure. I am only alive because Nell and I fled from Sombron together.
I have said it before, and I will say it again. You are not a failure, Nil.
I'm sorry. I know it upsets you when I speak that way. But Nell is much stronger than I am. She could face any opponent, if not for me. So I suppose she is also one who is comfortable taking a stand.
No. I have done as much fleeing as the rest of you.
That's not true. I've never seen you run away from anything.
I fled my responsibility. I should have stopped the royals of the 4 nations from taking their respective bracelets.
You were only respecting their wishes. You even said that's what the Divine Dragon would want.
I said that to mask my fear. I was afraid that my plea would be rejected, that I would lose our allies, and that I would be forced to fight them in Lethos Castle.
I had no idea.
So I too have fled when I should have made a stand. I could have stopped all of this. That knowledge prevented me from leaving the land of Lethos until our savior arrived. And because of that, I am perhaps to blame for the current state of the world.
Absolutely not. You have done nothing wrong.
I agree. Our unknown opponent should carry the blame, not you.
I never would have thought you were running away too, Lady Nell. You always seem so strong. We may be a collection of weaklings, but we're still alive. That has to count for something.
The Divine Dragon was strong, and the Divine Dragon died.
Nell.
All right, that's enough doom and gloom. We're making this Divine Dragon worry. Things are different now. Each of us has proven we can handle ourselves in battle. That is in no small part thanks to you. Your guidance has been a blessing.
It's true.
Yeah, you've been a big help.
I am also grateful for your assistance, such as it has been thus far.
I should have guessed a qualifier was coming. But I know you mean well, so thank you. And I'm glad to be of help.
Well, there is still much to be done. Let us keep up our momentum.
Where are we going next?
To the Kingdom of Knowledge in the west. The Kingdom of Illusia.
Hey, look, it's Nell, the pride of the brood.
Not only can she transform, but she can also put emblems to sleep. Isn't that right, Nell?
Must be rough for you, though, having that failure for a twin.
Are you talking about Nell?
Oh, is that this failure's name?
I don't usually bother to remember them.
Don't you worry about his weakness rubbing off on you?
We could just get rid of him. Wouldn't be a problem.
All he's doing is holding you back.
Wouldn't you agree, Nell?
What do you say?
You must not be serious.
What?
I said surely you must not be serious. If you truly intended to kill my brother, I would have to. I would have to. What? What happened? Was all of this my doing? What have I done?
Called the weak.
Father, forgive me. I did not intend to.
There is nothing to forgive. Please continue. I did not mean to interrupt the killing. I believe you will make a suitable heir.
You.
I told you Brodia would avoid conflict. What more do you need? And why did the guards let you in?
I killed them. Entrusting your safety to them was a grievous lapse in judgment. Now, I would like to know whether the attack on Lethos Castle was your doing. Answer.
What are you talking about? An attack on Lethos?
Which country would dare start hostilities? Firene? No. Illusia, surely.
You truly seem to know nothing of the matter. So be it. I have no further use for you.
Ulchrist! Ulchrist! You monster! You filthy snake! I don't understand. We gave you what you wanted. You had no reason to do this.
In fact, I do have a reason, King Diamant. I would not ordinarily come for you by stealth, but I could not ignore this opportunity. Now, I must return before dawn. It would not do for the others to become suspicious. King Alfred and Princess Saline hardly put up a fight either.
You plot and scheme in service of one. Will you fight for their happiness?
You trust, love, and care for one. Do you wish to make them yours alone?
The country of boulders has crumbled.
The country of flowers has wilted.
Let them be. One knows the truth. In this world, there is no mercy. My yearning does not exist here.
Nell! Nell! Look around. The windflowers have bloomed.
Beautiful. The sight of them is rejuvenating, even in the midst of this brutal war.
Let's take some to show the others. We can pick this blue one and that red one.
It feels wrong to pick them. Perhaps we should invite the others here instead.
You know, I think you're right. That's a much better idea. I love how you take care of everyone, Nell.
I am just following your example. A dream. Such sentiment no longer becomes me. I must put this foolishness out of mind.
The kingdom of Elusia is certainly chilly.
Yes, and much easier to get into than Brodia. I'm almost disappointed.
It was too easy if you ask me. Why were the checkpoints empty? Feels wrong. And kinda scary, if I'm being honest.
It is odd that we've run into so few guards. What are your thoughts, Nell?
Are you feeling all right? It seems like you haven't been sleeping much. I heard you coming back to camp last night. It was pretty late.
It will not affect my performance in battle, and that should be your only concern.
She's in a bad mood.
Just grumpy from not getting enough sleep. Let's give her some space. I do wonder where she slipped off to last night. Hopefully nowhere dangerous.
Madeline's due to meet up with us soon. She's been spying on Elusia. The plan was for Celestia to bring her from the rendezvous point. Should be here any minute.
Ah, there they are! Hello?
Hello, Lord Nell. Lady Nell. I hope your journey wasn't too arduous. Gregory, you look well. Celestia was just filling me in on all that's occurred. I take it this is our esteemed guest.
Yes. Madeline, meet the divine dragon from another world.
Incredible. Outward differences aside, it feels as if our leader was brought back to life. What to say? I'm at a loss for words.
I understand how you feel, Madeline. I was moved to tears upon our first meeting. It's all right, just let it out.
Celestia, I am not going to cry. Would you please stop treating me like a child?
Oh, of course. Apologies, dear.
Divine One, pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Madeline of the Four Winds. I may be the youngest of our group, but I assure you I'm no less capable than the others. And I swear to protect you, come what may.
Thank you, Madeline. I appreciate your help.
Glad to be of service.
You were such a snot-nosed little brat when we first met. But you've grown a lot, kid. I bet Mavier is proud too, especially since he's the one who recruited you.
I was never snot-nosed. But, of course, I would be delighted to know I've made Mavier proud.
Mavier? Is he...
Yes, the other member of the Four Winds and my second in command. Quite a fighter, too. Mavier once served as a knight to Sombron's army. When his superior died, he changed sides.
His superior? Nell? Was that one of your siblings?
It was indeed, though not a sibling we ever met. I recall being surprised to learn that father allowed one of his children to retain a knight.
For that very reason, I initially suspected Mavier of being a spy. I thought perhaps Sombron had tasked him with tracking Nil and me down, but my suspicions proved unfounded. Mavier earned the Divine Dragon's wholehearted trust.
I can't wait to introduce you to him, Divine One. It was Mavier who founded the Four Winds. I would have considered him the top choice as leader, but that role fell to me for some reason.
I bet it's because you're so old.
Excuse me?
Enough. Madeline, please give us your report.
As of yesterday, Elugia Castle has been almost totally vacated. Only a few soldiers remain. The Queen and her royal guard are in Hissad Cathedral, performing a ritual of some kind.
A ritual? You don't mean...
They intend to revive Sombron.
I'd consider that a safe guess.
I anticipated this might happen. The Elusian people are quite devoted to our father, after all. We went to great lengths to secure the aid of a divine dragon. This response is only logical.
I would not call it logical to resurrect a corpse.
But they lack our ability to summon help from realms beyond. I must say, I'm conflicted at the thought of seeing Father again.
Now that I think on it, we have not heard from our mysterious enemy since Lethos. Perhaps this ritual has kept them occupied.
On your guard, everyone. Someone on horseback is coming this way.
Elusian cavalry?
No. The rider is... Mavier? Mavier!
Madeline, you are unharmed. What a relief. And it appears this area is still secure.
What a surprise, Mavier. We were just talking about you.
Good to see you, Lord Nil, Lady Nell.
What are you doing in Elugia? Your orders were to stay in Solm, gathering intelligence.
I intended to, but the Queen of Solm departed the palace. I was following her and ended up in Elugia.
So the Queen of Solm is here. Why?
Please forgive my grievous failure in not anticipating this, but Queen Tamara has entered Elugia with bracelet in hand and troops by her side. It is, in effect, an invasion.
I see. I wonder if this is related to Elugia's ritual in some way. Perhaps the Solmic army intends to storm the church to prevent the resurrection of Sombron.
I do not know if Elugia has yet moved to defend itself, but it is only a matter of time.
A clash of armies will complicate the matter. We should proceed with haste.
Yes, I can lead the way.
Oh, I should probably introduce myself before we head out.
You are the divine dragon from another world, am I correct?
Yes, actually.
I am Mavier, second of the Four Winds. Pleased to meet you. Now, shall we?
Huh. I was kind of expecting another big reaction.
The armies are fighting in front of Hissad Cathedral. The battle has already begun.
We're too late.
Perhaps this is to our benefit. We would be at a disadvantage against either force alone. Let us get to their leaders and reclaim the bracelets while they are distracted.
Elugia is commanded by Queen Ivy, and Solm by Queen Tamara. They hold the bracelets of the Strategist and of the Doting Sister, respectively.
Defeating just those two should be achievable.
Are you prepared for this, Divine One?
I am.
With your permission, I will head to the cathedral and attempt to disrupt the ritual.
An excellent idea. Proceed, Mavier.
Very good.
All right, let's go!
If you've come to stop the ritual, don't worry. I'll ensure you find nothing but death here.
How cruel! You monster! What have you done?
All we want is to stop them from reviving the Fell Dragon. Why are you getting in our way?
No! I lost! How?
Now Sombron will return. But that's what you wanted, isn't it?
The battle is decided. Relinquish the bracelets.
Nell, what are you doing? I am on your side. We are bringing our lord, your father, back to life.
I never asked you to do so.
Lady Nell, A ritual was indeed taking place in the cathedral. The priest surrendered to our forces, and I have dismantled the altar.
Splendid work, Mavier.
That ritual was our last hope for Lucia. How could you? I will never forgive you for this. I don't care if you're Lord Sombron's daughter. Soldiers, if there is any strength left in you, kill that woman!
We risk them regrouping if we draw this out. This is your final warning. Give us the bracelets.
Never! I will never hand over Solm's bracelet. If you want it, you'll have to kill me first.
That is a pity. So be it.
Nell, what are you going to do?
Avert your eyes, Divine One, lest this sight disturb you.
What?
I always knew you were a monster. No! Ah!
The bracelets are now ours.
How could you? Don't you have any feelings?
I did warn you to avert your eyes. We are finished here. Let us be on our way.
How did we get here?
Rest well, Emblem Soren, Emblem Camilla.
This world never did interest me much. However, I do wish we were freed from fighting this pointless war.
Is this goodbye already? I had a little more fight in me. Oh well. But next time, I hope we can have a proper chat.
The emblems are safely in slumber. Only one bracelet remains.
Nell, our mission was to take the bracelets. We said nothing about killing Ivy and Tamara. 2 nations' rulers, dead. What will become of their subjects now?
I did not kill them. It is impossible to take a life that has already been lost.
What? Explain yourself.
Those were no harmless little humans. Those were the corrupted.
What? No!
The royals we fought in Firenze and Brodia were the same. They're soldiers as well. All of them.
You're saying they were all dead?
So are any other humans still alive? Or is it just us?
The common folk I spoke to during my mission in Firenze, were they all corrupted?
We've been fighting a war we had no hope of winning.
Did you know of this as well, Lord Nil?
I had my suspicions, but I was never sure. They seemed much the same as they always were. Who could have done something like this?
I do not know when they perished, nor when they became corrupted. They did not seem to be aware of their own condition either.
You should have told us.
I thought it would be best to conceal such an unpleasant truth.
Always making decisions for others. Why not at least discuss this with Nil? Or the Winds?
You are right. I apologize. But you come from another world. And you will return to that world when this war is over. I thought to spare you the sight of the corpses of your friends and allies. And you should certainly not be expected to kill them with your own hands.
Yes, well...
I truly did consider confiding in Nil and the Four Winds. I weighed the idea often, but had I told them, it would have only been a matter of time until you bore the same burden. You are just like the Divine Dragon of this world. You care deeply for your friends. Such strong bonds deserve consideration.
So what? You did all this to protect me?
Perhaps I did. Either way, I regret my choice. I hope you can accept my apology.
No. I'm sorry for getting upset. They were your friends, your allies. More than they were mine. You had to watch them die. Not only that, but kill them yourself. That must have been awful. And you put yourself through all that just to protect me. Thank you. I didn't realize. how much you take care of everyone, Nell.
Those words.
Nell, what's the matter?
Do not touch me!
You really hate me, don't you?
Yes. I hate that I ever laid eyes on you. Would that anyone else had answered our prayer.
Nell, please. This is too much.
Lord Nell.
The divine dragon of this world was more kind than anyone I have ever known. Protective and caring and brave and strong. Accepting of us, despite our fell dragon blood. We admired the flowers together, and laughed together, and shared so much of ourselves. Every farewell was pain, no matter how brief. And every reunion gave me new life. You said you would be coming home. That very day, I had finally resolved to tell you.
Nell, I'm sorry, I don't...
Why did you have to go and die? I loved you. You promised you would return. You promised to come home. We sealed the oath with our fingers interlocked. Your hand was warm. And next I felt it, cold. Your demeanor, your words, your kind spirit. They are all reminders of what I lost.
I've been causing you pain just by being here.
It is not your fault. Even I know that. But the more time I spend near you, the closer my feelings come to what they once were. And that would be unforgivable, because you are not the one I loved.
So that's why you've been so harsh and distant toward the Divine Dragon.
I need to clear my head.
Lady Nell, wait!
It is dangerous for Nell to be out there alone. Winds, would you follow her? I will wait here, where it is safe.
Of course, Lord Nell.
Nell left the bracelets behind when she stormed off. Oh well.
Yeah.
Will you not be going after her, Divine One?
I think I should probably stay here.
Perhaps you're right. It is going to be difficult for Nell to return. Vulnerability has never come easily to her, and now she has gone and confessed her love in front of everyone. I am certain she regrets it. It is a good thing the Four Winds are around to coddle her.
You know her so well.
I suppose I do. I am her twin brother, after all. I know all her favorite things, her habits and preoccupations. I know how delicate she can be. But there is one thing I do not know, and am ever so curious about. How will she handle losing the one she cares for most a second time?
Huh?
I really must find out. I hope that is all right with you.
What are you talking about?
Look behind you, Divine One.
Emblem Tiki!
I roused her from her slumber. Surprised? That is why I asked whether you intended to follow my sister. A pity you chose to remain here, with me. And now, farewell, Divine One. I did it! I roused an emblem from slumber! At last, I have a power of my very own. Now I can finally be of use. Now I will no longer be a failure. I must show Nell right away.
That would be ill-advised.
Father!
Continue to play the role of the weakling. Hide your true strength. Outwit the others.
But...
You are capable. Perhaps you are capable of becoming my true heir. Your power even surpasses your twin sisters.
Will you defy fate, brush off despair, and forge bonds with your allies? Will your other half remain by your side? The kings and queens have vanished like melted snow, like wind-swept sand. Who remains? A familiar stranger, a loved one whose name you don't know. One knows the truth. In this world, there is no emptiness. Your dream will not come true.
Lady Nell isn't coming out, is she?
Sitting alone under a tree, not saying a word? Never seen her withdraw like this before. She has been there for half an hour. Perhaps we should offer our aid.
Mauvier, you really don't understand the tenderness of the heart, do you?
I do not follow.
Lady Nell just revealed her innermost feelings, a love she has kept concealed for years. It's only natural she might need some time to herself after that.
Ah, I see. People's hearts are fragile when they're in love. You gotta be gentle with them, big guy.
Sounds like you speak from experience, Gregory. Have you been in love before?
Nope. But I hear it's as terrifying as it is exhilarating. You?
Me? Well, What was the question?
I hate leaving Lord Nil and the Divine Dragon alone for this long, but she needs time. If only there was some way to reunite Lady Nell with her love. We all know how deeply she cared for the Divine Dragon.
Yeah, but that was the other Divine Dragon, not this one.
You think I don't know that? I just want to see Lady Nell happy. She deserves every happiness.
Yes, a loyal attendant always wants the best for their liege.
That I can comprehend, even if the tenderness of the heart is beyond my grasp.
I'm glad you understand. And I hope you all know I care about you just as much as I do her. I want us to stick together and keep each other safe.
Thank you all for giving me that space.
Please, Lady Nell, think nothing of it.
You feeling better?
Very much. Thank you for giving me the time to reflect. I suppose I never fully dealt with the loss of the one I loved so dearly, but I deeply regret the trouble I caused. I should have told you about the corrupted royals. You are my trusted confidants, and I should have known to rely upon you.
You honor us, Lady Nil. No doubt Lord Nil would also be comforted by those words.
Of course. I owe the Divine Dragon an apology as well. My behavior has been frightfully rude. I hope we will be able to begin anew as friends.
I think that's a great idea. Let's hurry back to the others. They must be tired of waiting.
I will meet you properly this time, Divine One. I will finally set aside my grief for the one I lost, and see you for the person you truly are. Here we are. Divine One? Nil?
That's strange. There's no one here.
Are we in the wrong place?
I don't believe so. We walked the right direction, and I remember the scenery from earlier.
I hate to raise the possibility, but there may have been an ambush.
Sister! Everyone! I'm so glad you're back.
Nil, what a relief to see you safe.
We have a problem. The bracelets are gone.
Gone? How?
The Divine Dragon took them and left. I fear the plan is to finish this alone.
Then we must begin our pursuit at once.
I managed to cast a simple tracking spell before we parted. The trail should still be active. I regret that I lacked the courage to give chase. In truth, I feared being separated from you all. I hope you can forgive my cowardice.
There is nothing to forgive, Nil. You made a wise decision. If you can show us the way, please do.
Of course.
This dire state of affairs is entirely my fault. We have now crossed into Sohm. I cannot begin to fathom the Divine Dragon's objective.
It is very close. In fact, the trail of my spell ends right here.
Some kind of temple.
Let us enter.
It is dim in here. Watch your step. You are certain this is where the Divine Dragon is now?
Reasonably certain. Behind you!
Corrupted?
Oh boy, a lot of them too.
We will take them on. Stay behind me, Nil. Nil?
Your consideration is appreciated, dear sister. But I do not require your protection. I confess, I always rather despised that about you. Your superiority. Your condescension.
What?
The look on your face. Wake up, Nell. The Divine Dragon is not here.
Explain what you mean by this.
Lord Nil, are the corrupted here your doing?
No. It was a mistake, surely. Lord Nil didn't know where he was taking us.
Is that what you think? Perhaps this will change your mind.
Emblem Crom. He should be in slumber.
Must I spell it out? Your unknown malefactor has the power to awaken emblems. And here he stands before you. I am no powerless failure. I will fulfill the late Lord Sombron's ambitions.
But you are my brother. We have always been together. Two halves of a whole. You cannot be our enemy.
Who else could it be? There is no one left. All of our siblings are dead and gone. I dispensed with the lot of them myself. With one exception, of course. Has it all become clear to you? Good. Farewell then, my dear sister. Enjoy being buried with your 4 little breezes. I am off to sink my teeth into your darling Divine Dragon.
Nil, how could you?
Lady Nil, please. We must focus. None of this makes any sense. But the corrupted won't wait for us to figure it out.
They are many, but we are strong. Once I transform, Nil has my Dragon Stone. And while we are cornered here, the Divine Dragon is in grave danger.
Lady Nell, leave this to us.
No, Celestia.
We may not all make it out of this, but the 4 of us can create an opening for you to escape. Quickly, you must get away from this place. Go to the Divine Dragon!
No, I will not leave you here.
Celestia's right. You have to go. You are the only one who can stop Lord Nil. We've always been the ones running away. Let us be heroes for once.
It'll be an honor to ensure your safe passage.
Now, Lady Nell, hurry!
Very well. My dear 4 Winds, hear me and obey. Survive until we meet again. That is an order.
We won't let you down!
Here I am, Divine One.
Nil.
My dear sister and her precious 4 winds have now been dealt with.
No. Well, if that's true, you should just kill me. But I don't think you have it in you.
You're wrong about that. But you still have a part to play in this. Come along now.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Is that right?
You said I have a part to play. What if I refuse to cooperate? I won't do anything that helps you win.
How can you be so cruel? Does the love of my sweet sister mean nothing to you at all? I'd already begun to think of you as family. You've cut me to the quick.
You can stop your lies now.
Nothing escapes your notice. But if you intend to resist, I can simply force you.
Do your worst. I won't give in.
I suppose there is only one way to know. Shall we find out together? Nell? How?
Divine One, you are alive.
Nell!
You actually left the Four Winds to die? I ought to have seen that coming.
Nil, stop this at once. Father is dead. There is no longer any need to carry out his wishes. I know his ambitions are not your own. It is meaningless for us to fight.
Meaningless? You know absolutely nothing of my ambitions. Come forth, my corrupted.
But they're...
The assassins from Lethos Castle. That attack was your doing all along.
Of course. You dared mock our Lord Father's ambitions. It was my duty to kill you, failure. Enough. Take up your weapon. See for yourself whether this fight has meaning.
This is not who you are, Nil.
Hold still, Divine One. I want you to watch each of your allies perish. Hello, Divine One. So sorry that we were interrupted earlier. If you'd rather not fight, all you have to do is agree to come with me.
Let me guess. You want me to turn over the 6 bracelets, too. Since you have the 7th, I'm sure you're eager to finish your collection. That's not happening. I'll stop you here.
I am sure I would say the same in your position. How tedious. I tire of these games, Divine One. Since you are Father's most hated enemy, I will simply take what I need and then destroy you.
We do not have to fight, Nil. There is still time.
Time for what? Talk? We are well past that. Do you expect me to simply abandon my plans and surrender? Go back to being a failure?
We can resolve this. Explain your plans to me. Help me understand.
I intend to gain power and to kill you. That is all you need to know before you die.
Were you at Lethos Castle? Sorry, there's so much to keep track of these days. Now that was fun. Whoops. Guess I lost. How many times is that now?
You're an enemy, aren't you? In that case... I knew it would end like this. This pain is nothing compared to Father's.
Come to kill me, have you? But I thought we were friends. Could this be my end? So, you finally struck at me in earnest.
Nell, you saved me.
I could not bear to lose you. Please, allow me to apologize for the manner in which I have treated you. It was unforgivable. In my weakness, I failed to accept that you are not the same divine dragon as the one I lost. I understand that clearly now. And if you would allow it, I would like to begin again as friends.
I'd like that too.
Thank you, Divine One.
Do you think Nell is all right?
He is merely unconscious. But let us reclaim the bracelet while we have the opportunity. The bracelet of the Shepherd Exalt. The only one we had from the start at Lethos Castle. I never imagined that we would be forced to do battle with you, Emblem Crom.
I knew you would triumph. The darkest futures still have hope. May you both cherish your new bond.
We will.
Let us make haste to the Four Winds.
There's so many of them!
Yes. Every time we defeat one, another appears.
We cannot sustain this for much longer.
We can take shelter behind that altar and escape them for a moment. Follow me!
Phew. Finally, a chance to catch our breath.
Not for long. The enemy will break through in time. What do we do?
There's also only one exit, and it's blocked by a sigil calling forth more corrupted.
You mean, we're trapped? Indeed. Trapped in a temple full of the corrupted.
It's fortunate we got Lady Nell out when we did. She could have been stuck in here too. But as much as I hate to say it, there appears to be no escape for us. We probably won't survive.
I have a plan. You do? I mean, great! That's just what I'd expect from our second-in-command. A plan to sacrifice our lives to take out as many of the corrupted as we can. What?
Good enough. Let's hear it.
We can only do so much fighting individually, but what if we could crush them all at once? We can head to the four corners of the temple and knock down the pillars holding it up. That will destroy the temple and all of the corrupted inside. If all goes well, we will also prevent them from pursuing Lady Nell and the Divine Dragon. But... and I just want to be clear, we all get flattened, right? Correct.
I approve. If all the roads lead to death, let's at least take the one that brings those creatures with us.
It would appear this is our best option. Count me in.
But... yeah, I'll do it. You are all certain about this?
At least we're going together, right? No one has to face the end alone.
Gregory, it will probably hurt a bit.
Yeah, I think so. But it's fine. If I remind myself this is the last pain I'll ever feel, I can bear it. I mean, I probably can. Yeah, I can. Madeline, you are still so young in years. Perhaps there is a way for me to destroy two pillars, so you have a chance to escape.
Why? Are you afraid I won't be up to the task on my own?
No, not at all.
Then I reject your proposal. I want to share my fellow Wind's fate, whatever that may be. Besides, your plan depends on us destroying the four pillars at the same time.
I urge you, do not make this sacrifice just to be known as a hero. The dead do not hear praise.
I know. My mentor taught me that what's important is not praise, but what one achieves. And above all, living a life one can be proud of.
You really have grown into a splendid knight.
Hearing you say that, I can face whatever comes next.
Well, friends, looks like our time's up.
I'm glad we got this final chance to be together. I love you all. Now, let's destroy them! Lady Nell, this is as far as we go. Forgive us for not obeying your command to live. I hope you and the Divine Dragon find a way to save Lord Nil and live in happiness. Listen up, Four Winds. This is our final mission. Break the pillars!
What was that? I heard something.
My winds. No.
Nil.
My corrupted have performed better than I could have hoped. The temple has collapsed. And unless my senses have failed me, nothing within the rubble survives. The Four Winds are no more.
No! How did this happen?
We were deceived. The Four Winds and I were attacked by the corrupted inside that temple. They remained behind so that I could escape and make my way to you.
No!
You refused to cooperate with me earlier, Divine One. Perhaps this will force your hand.
No!
If you value her life, you will meet me on the island that once floated among the clouds.
Nil, stop! What do I do? An island that was in the clouds.
It has been some time since those twins betrayed me. Soon, my foe will strike me down. Perhaps I will deliver a killing blow in turn. It matters not. All is in motion. My child will realize my desires. Meanwhile, the Divine Dragon will die childless, with no heir and no legacy. The fool. My pawns move as I will them to, without hesitation. But I wonder, how long will that son of mine keep up this ruse of being Nell's twin? After all, her real twin is no more. That failure died long ago.
Do you wish to remain innocent, holding fast to the teachings you follow? Or will you seize victory, your hands stained with the blood of old friends? The most unbearable pain is now a fond memory, a desperate dream. But I know the truth. In this world, there is no eternity. Now is the time to awaken.
I am reminded of when we were young. You always slept deeper and later than me. I would anxiously wait for you to awaken. Outside, the world was full of foes. I could do nothing on my own. I could not transform, no matter how I wished for it. I was a powerless whelp. A failure. I was convinced I would not survive long.
You had so little hope.
You are awake. I would advise you not to consider transforming and fleeing. You will lose any part of you that moves from that spot.
Please stop this, Nil. There is no reason to pursue power here. You cannot rule an empty world. You and I are all that remain.
Power is purpose. This world means nothing to me. If it must be destroyed to achieve my ends, then so be it. But you would not understand that. You know nothing of weakness, of humiliation.
That is all in the past. Your friends love you. Think of our time at Lethos Castle. All of us together, as a family.
Thinking of that age of lies fills me with nothing but resentment.
You cannot mean that.
It is amusing to hear you say we were a family. The irony is so delicious, I simply must share. I am not your twin brother. I took the place of young Nil when he and I were children. Your precious twin, the one you so yearned to protect that you fled our father and risked all. He has been dead for quite some time. Do you see it now? You are alone. Your beloved Divine Dragon, the Four Winds, your real twin brother, all gone. Isn't it wonderful? At last, we will face each other as true peers. And when that struggle finally ends, you can put an end to me.
What?
I have always been a miserable and lonely child. I cannot even recall the face of my own twin. I knew you would never forgive my deception. But for a time, I cherished being your Nil. You were so gentle and giving with me. So kind. I began to think of you as my one true sister. Even now, the memory of our time at Lithos Castle is priceless to me. But that treasure is a stolen one. And this pain is unbearable. So please put an end to my misery.
What is this, Nil? Tell me what is happening.
No. No! Put an end to my misery? Pathetic, laughable. Father laid his hand upon my chest. He named me his true heir. I cannot stop until his ambitions are fulfilled. Surely that is what he intended me to achieve. No, he would not call me his heir otherwise. Perhaps it was a trick, or simple pity. I do not know. Curse this pain, it never ends.
Nil, stay with me.
I will prove my worth. I will avenge Father, carry out his will, and become heir to the Fell Dragon legacy.
So, the Somniel of this world has fallen. I guess I'm not surprised.
Divine One, you came.
I'm only here for Nell. Please, let her go.
Dispel the ward on the final bracelet and I will consider it.
The ward? What are you talking about?
This is the bracelet of the 3 houses. A ward has been placed upon it, so that none may access its power. The emblems within cannot be roused, nor can the bracelet be moved from this location.
So the Somniel fell from the sky, but it didn't knock the bracelet loose. Must be frustrating.
Quite. The Divine Dragon told me about the ward just prior to the final battle against Father. It can only be broken by the one who placed it, and that fool is now dead. Which is why I could not become Father's true heir, not even with all 7 bracelets. It was your arrival that rekindled my hope. I have long anticipated this moment.
Because I can remove the ward.
You can, and you will, or I will slay Nell.
Do not do this, Divine One.
I have to. For you, Nell. It's done. Satisfied.
The last of the bracelets is finally in my hands. Awaken, emblems! Grant me my desire! At last, Father, I have finally succeeded!
I've done what you asked. Now release Nell.
Why would I do that, now that I have what I want?
Monster!
Farewell, wretched sister.
No! That's quite enough!
What is this?
Celestia! Gregory! Madeline!
Are you injured, Lady Nell?
My winds. Words cannot express my relief. I am glad to see you well.
Wait, where's Mavir?
Divine One, Lady Nell. I'm so sorry. Mavir is...
What happened?
The pillars have been destroyed. Now the temple will collapse. Goodbye, my dear family.
Mavir, did you...
Is that a warp staff? Where's Celestia? Did you send her outside?
This was always my intention. Why should all of us die when only one of us need remain here?
You idiot! You can't warp yourself out with that! Give it over! If anyone's staying behind, it's me!
Gregory, you are Celestia's new second-in-command. Serve her well.
Why didn't you tell us, Mauvier?
Madeline, I wish you the greatest happiness. I see now that protecting you was my...
Stop that! Stop saying goodbye! I thought we'd go together. I would not have to say this. Mauvier, I love...
There. It is done. I am sorry I had to deceive you all. You were my family. And I am grateful for every day we spent together. But that time is over. Now you must carry on without me. Lady Vale, I will be with you soon.
No. Mauvier.
I can't believe it.
A selfless, heroic sacrifice. He was a true knight until the end.
To think I stilled only one of you awful winds. How are you alive? No matter. You are all detestable in the eyes of Lord Sombron. And you will perish here!
No, Nil. We won't let you follow in Sombron's footsteps. We'll stop you from becoming his heir, whatever it takes! Winds, now!
Yes. You may have killed one of us, but we are still a mighty tempest.
I won't back down. Mauvier would tell me to be brave as the new second-in-command.
When my liege walks down the wrong path, it's my duty to stop them. I'll do what I must.
I cannot bear to lose any of you. Not one more person. Let this be our final battle, brother.
Please, you have to stop him. You can have all that remains of my power.
This is so much. Thank you. I will not fail.
Do you miss your old world? Pity. There is no going back. Not after you dare to defy me!
I'm not scared. I've died twice now. What's one more time? Now that was fun. I've got a feeling this one will stick.
Everyone's gone, even the Divine Dragon, and no one's coming back. I knew it would end like this. It's over. Maybe now we can all be together again. Maybe Ivy will finally be glad to see me.
I should be overjoyed to see a child of the fell dragon awakened. Why do I feel so empty? How cruel! Even if it's too late for me to repent, I wish I could apologize to Hortensia.
Am I dead? Me? The brilliant future king? That's not possible. And yet... how are you here? This can't be... I cannot disgrace myself any further now. I'm sorry I wasn't a good brother to you, Tiamat.
I'm so happy. Everyone's here. Just like the old times. The truth is, I'd always hoped Firene's lost. Now I can finally be with everyone again. in that beautiful flower field. Divine Dragon, I'm...
Finally! No more responsibilities or pressure or anything. All I need to do is cut these weeds. I can't have lost. I die with pride and dignity as the last of the Firene royal family. Mother, no, I was happy.
I'm not doing this out of malice. It's just that I have a duty to fulfill, as the last queen of Seoul. No! I lost? How? I feel it. I feel the desert sun on my face. Finally, Mom. I'm coming home.
It appears that there is no hope for peace like before. Who will be left to inherit this throne? I knew this would happen. Thank you. I no longer have to fight. Rhodia, I'm sorry I was a weak king.
Your form reminds me of Sombron. I suppose this must be how it felt for you, watching me transform.
Spare me your pity and presumptions. You were born with everything. We are not the same. You will never understand me, not even if you have thousands of years to contemplate.
Our time together as twins was a far shorter interval than that. And yet, it was more than enough time for me to learn how much I care about you. Do not do this, Nil. Do not return things to the way they were with Sombron. Please. I cannot bear the thought of losing you.
Me first!
Allow me!
I will help. I am defeated? This cannot be! Father! Father!
The bracelets. Where did they go?
They disperse when their duty is done.
Then I guess this is goodbye.
Why? Why? Even with the power of the bracelets, why am I no match for you?
Perhaps you see it now. The path Sombron laid out for you was never the right one.
If I cannot carry out Father's wishes, then my existence serves no purpose. All my life I have sought to be valued, only to discover that I am truly worthless. I will never be like you.
You are not worthless. You are my irreplaceable twin brother. We are two halves of a whole.
Ridiculous. I already told you I am not Nil.
I know.
Not Nil? What does that mean?
I don't understand. What happened to the real Nil?
He died in battle 1,000 years ago. Shortly after Nell gave him her dragon stone, he wanted nothing more than to make his sister proud.
And who are you?
A fell dragon whose twin perished when I was too young to remember it. I was a lone child, with no abilities to distinguish me, surrounded by pairs of twins, until I met Nil. My mirror image. The resemblance between us was uncanny, and we discovered we had much else in common. We were inseparable for a time. And I was all too happy to have something like a real brother. He was my other half. That was how I felt, at least. But for him, there could be no replacement for Nell. When I found him, on the battlefield, breathing his last, his only thoughts were of her. He gave me her dragonstone, and said that he wished Nell would never have to grieve. For that reason, he asked me to take his place.
So you became Nil.
I made it appear as if I had been the one to die that day. In a way, I was. There would be no one to mourn my passing. Father would not even notice.
I'm having trouble believing all of this.
Believe it, I am an imposter. You should not hesitate to kill me. I brought this world to the brink of ruin. If you allow me to live, I will do it again. Let that be your reason, if nothing else. What say you, Nell?
I knew you were not Nil from the start.
What?
I have known about his death for a long time. I saw through your ruse from the beginning. I simply chose not to confront you about it. You took his place for his sake, and for mine. That was an act of kindness. We may not have been born as twins, but I have always thought of you as my other half.
Then, you are a fool!
Say what you will. I speak the truth. You will recall how we visited the burial site at Letho's castle to say our farewells. You may not have seen that I left a pressed flower there. It was Nil's. I was not saying goodbye only to the divine dragon that day.
You were saying it to Nil, too.
I carried that flower for a long time. I suppose some part of me was unable to move on. Despite that, you became very dear to me. Your companionship saved me from loneliness and despair. I was happy to be a sister to you. I will always cherish our time together, even if you do not feel the same. Without you, I would never have been able to continue fighting all this time. I trusted you above all others, believed in you with all my heart. The only proof that we are not true twins is that I failed to sense your actual intentions.
Perhaps. I confess, I have longed to hear you say such things. They make fine parting words. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. For everything. Goodbye, Nell.
Goodbye.
Stop. What are you doing?
No!
There is another way to end your pain. Once I am gone, you will be free. For my part, I would rather die than lose anyone else.
No!
If only I had realized sooner. I could have prevented this. Seeing Nil and my divine dragon again may be too much to hope for. But even so, I will rest well knowing your pain is at an end.
Why would you do this? I deserve this fate, not you. You should have killed me.
I could not bear to lose a second brother. For that is what you are to me, despite it all. Before I go, will you tell me your name?
Lady Nell! No! Please, no!
She's gone. No last words of reproach. No regret for her own passing. All she wanted was to know my name. Rafal, sister. My name is Rafal.
Rafal.
How did I forget myself? Nil asked me to look after his sister. That was his dying wish. But it was not merely his wish. It was also mine. All I wanted, all I really wanted, was to be her other half. When did I forget those feelings? You said this would be the end of my pain, Nell. But it is not. How could it ever be?
I sense something. The Dragonstone pieces, they have a strange energy about them.
That is Sombron's magic. Could it be that he cast a spell on that Dragonstone? To sow the seeds of hatred in the heart of Lord Nil, Rafal. Dragonstones are destroyed by the death of their owner. Lady Nell died to break the spell.
Sombron made it so that you two would fight each other instead of conspiring against him.
Nonsense. You mean to say that it was just some spell? That all should be forgiven? Ridiculous! Regardless of Sombron's influence, I am responsible for my own actions. I chose to do what I did. It was what I wanted. I will not allow anyone else to shoulder my blame. Not even Father. I sought power and I attained it. Even now, I have no regrets about that. I only wish that I could have kept the promise I made to Nil. Divine One.
What is it?
I have heard that dragons of great power can impart their life force unto others. Do you suppose that is true?
Yes. My mother did that for me. But it took 1,000 years before I woke up.
Then I will do the same. I will revive Nell. Even if it takes me just as long, I will dwell in this empty world alone. In the hope that she will one day rise. Perhaps that will be a fitting punishment for what I have done. And perhaps, if and when you wake, we may truly become two halves of a whole.
You will. No. You already are.
Is that so?
Rafal, after Nell wakes up, why don't you come live with me in my Ilios?
What?
I have a feeling you'd be able to travel there from here in the Somniel. It's hard to explain, but I can sense my world right now. It feels closer.
Yes. It would seem that a path to other worlds lies open. Perhaps it is due to the bracelets. I did wish to grant my father's desire, if the conquest of other worlds was part of his plan. But I believe it is as you said. It should be possible to move between worlds from here.
Then I'll grant you both my protection so you can travel there, when you're ready. The Somniel can't be entered without my blessing as a divine dragon. So come find me. That invitation is open, however long it takes for you to accept it.
You would make an ally of the one who so recently tried to kill you? If you are asking me here and now, then my answer is certainly no. That said, 1,000 years is a long time. I will say this. If, by some miracle, Nell awakens and finds it in her heart to forgive me, then, and only then, will I journey to you.
I understand.
Now, there is nothing more to say. Leave me.
As you wish. I hope to see you again, though.
Lord Rafal?
Yes?
Despite all that's happened, I am grateful for the time we shared. I hope that we'll meet as allies again.
Your kindness is wasted on me.
Here we are, back at Lethos Castle.
It feels as if we've been gone for ages.
So much has happened since I first met Nell and Nil here. The kings and queens, the emblems, they're all gone.
Yes, and Mavir too. What should we do now?
Beats me. Every nation's lost its rulers, and probably their whole populations by now. I guess we could try to rebuild. Or each grab an empty throne and call ourselves rulers.
Rulers with no subjects. I fear we have little to do but bide our time until the end.
What if you came with me?
Divine One?
This world is beyond saving. You said it yourselves. There's no one left. I'm just a visitor. I have to go back before long. But if I leave you behind, I can't even be sure how long you'll survive. It would mean throwing yourselves into battle again. But still, I hope you'll consider it.
Sounds pretty good to me. Better than twiddling our thumbs to the grave, at least. I say we go. A new world might mean scary new enemies and dangers. But still.
It's an appealing proposal, but I'm not sure. I wonder what Mavir would say. Would he forgive us?
What do you mean?
We are his family, and if we go, he'll be left here all alone. It doesn't seem fair. Why should we be the lucky ones? Why do we deserve this?
Deserve what? To be happy? Madeline, What's the last thing that the big guy, that Mavir, said to you?
He said he wished me the greatest happiness.
There you have it. He'd probably tell you to look forward, not back. Even if it means leaving him behind.
You don't get to speak for him. You didn't know him like I did.
I knew him pretty darn well. We spent a ton of time together. We were practically brothers. Anyway, you gotta admit, he wouldn't want you sulking forever.
I know. Mavir would tell me to go. To try and be happy without him.
Go ahead and cry, Madeline. There hasn't been time to mourn him since it happened.
I'm sorry. You were born into this world, and I'm asking you to put it behind you. But if it makes any difference, I spoke to Rafal. He's planning to come as well, one day. You could wait for him with me.
Divine One, I share Madeline's struggle. It feels wrong to be the only ones going, to leave our Lord and Lady behind.
I understand.
But instead of languishing here, we could go to a world where our skills can be of use. And after everything that's happened, I find it difficult to turn down your request. We have been through so much together.
Yes, we have.
I'm inclined to go. Do the two of you feel the same?
Yep.
I agree.
Then from now on, the remaining winds will swear our loyalty to you as your attendants. We will go with you, Divine One.
I'm glad. I look forward to spending more time with all of you.
The feeling is mutual. All right. Remember, you two, we have to work hard as the Four Winds, even in another world.
What, we're not calling ourselves the Three Winds now?
You knew the answer before you even asked.
We four are a family, and will always be together. Nothing can change that.
All right, everyone. Let's go. Nell, Rafal, I'll see you again someday.
Thank you, my fellow divine dragon. I pray your future is filled with hope and love, and please, take good care of them for me.
So we never have to battle alone, as we did that day of reckoning. Calling out their names, crossing paths again, 12 o'clock.
The weather's so beautiful today. That bright blue sky feels like a good omen.
I could not agree more.
Nell! Rafal! I didn't expect to see you so soon.
It has been some time, Divine One.
For me, it has been 1,000 years. But Nell has returned, and we have come as promised. My sister and I are at your disposal.
Welcome to you both. It really is a lovely morning.